looked at Genesis Pure. I looked at this and I didn't say, now a lot of people do this and it's okay, but this was not me. I didn't look at the products and say, okay, if I like these products, I might share them with a few of my friends. That's okay. That's how a lot of people come to the table. But that wasn't me. I'm an entrepreneur. I looked at this strictly from a business perspective. I took my consumer hat off and I put on my business hat and I said, do these products make sense to the marketplace? Health and wellness, fastest growing industry in the world. Hottest trends in that industry, things that are all natural, organic, and pure. Absolutely. And then I looked at the business model. I looked at the stability of the company. An owner that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Is that stability? Absolutely. Rock solid foundation. Most people in life want to get in on something from the ground floor. They say, well, I missed out. I wasn't able to buy Apple stock when Apple wasn't cool. You guys remember that? You remember when Apple was not cool? I did. One of my buddies in high school had an Apple computer, and it was goofy. But if you would have bought Apple stock back then, right? Most people want to get involved on something on the ground floor. But most of the time, in a ground floor situation, there's a lot of risk. The risk is high. But because most companies are undercapitalized. The stability is what I saw here. Products that make sense to the marketplace. Health and wellness, fastest growing industry in the world. It's not oil and gas. I live in West Texas. It's not oil and gas. Oil and gas is booming. Guess what's booming even bigger? Health and wellness. There's been more health food stores, gyms, clubs, yoga shops, things like that open up in the last 5 years than in the history of the United States. Is it going to get smaller? Are things that are all natural, pure, and organic, and people being attracted to those things, is it going to get smaller? It's going to get bigger. So that's what I'm looking at all these things. That's how I evaluated this. And I said, okay, does the business model make sense for today? People don't have to go out, and that's what got me so excited. I don't have to go out and drive across town and deliver a bottle of Godian to someone and say, hey, write me a check for $40. Jump back in the car, drive across town. Here's your shake. Write me a check. I didn't have to do that. I just set people up with membership. So the business model made sense. All these things. And I said, okay, I can do this. Not only does this make sense for me, but I can take this to anybody. I can talk to anybody about this. It makes sense for today, for everybody. So that's how I got excited about this. And that's what this overview talks about. The company, there's our corporate offices. If you're ever in Utah, just call up the corporate offices because you're a member in Genesis Pure and just stop by. They'll give you a VIP tour. And it's so cool because these people work for you at the corporate office. When you pay $39 to join as a business owner, independent business owner in Genesis Pure, you have a marketing department that works for you. Up there. You have a call center that works for you. You have a VP of sales and marketing that works for you. A VP of international markets that works for you. They work for you. Do we have some small business owners in here that own like a traditional brick and mortar store, things like that? If I was to go out and hire that many people, would that be a lot of overhead on a monthly basis? And you can start a business. See, people that have owned their own small businesses and have invested a lot of money or they've borrowed a lot of money from the bank to open up a business and they've had employees, they understand the value of a business model like this. And some people that have never done that, it's hard for them to understand the value. You have an accounting department. You know, at the end of every week, you get a full accounting report. Do you know how much it would cost to set up a system to run an accounting report like you get as an independent business owner? It's incredible. See, I used to own wireless retail stores. When you walk in the mall, you see the little kiosks in the middle of the mall, and they try to sell you a cell phone. That's what I used to have. It was 12 square feet and about a $100,000 investment to open up one. And about $20,000 to $25,000 a month overhead before we sold one phone. That was our overhead. The lease on that little cart was $7,500 a month. Then you have payroll taxes. You have all those things. And so I understood the value of starting a business at Genesis Pure for $39, and all I have to do is set up people with a membership. Every time they order for the rest of their life, the company sends me a paycheck, get a full accounting report. This is amazing. So this is our owner, Dr. Lindsay Duncan. If you have never seen his media reel, it's a 5-minute media reel. Go watch it. It'll blow you away. Credibility. There is no other company in direct sales or network marketing that has the credibility of this company. I challenge anyone to show me that. Just go watch his media reel. It's a 5-minute video that shows all the media outlets, the guys on Fox News, CNN, the BBC, the Dr. Oz show, The View, the Today Show, who's featured on Oprah before she, stopped airing her show on TV. So this guy, his clients are some of the wealthiest people in the world. He's been flown into the White House to treat former presidents. There is no one that has that type of credibility in this industry. That's the owner of our company, and he formulates our products. This is our product offering. And it's all about 3 things. If Dr. Lindsay were here today, and you said, I have indigestion, I have joint pain, I have migraines, or just name it. The list goes on and on. I have this illness, this sickness. My friend has this. And that's not what we're all about. I don't go out there and try to heal the sick. That's not my goal. But a lot of those people gravitate towards Genesis Pure because they're looking for answers. And so, but most people in America that I meet have some type of health issue or problem. If Dr. Lindsay were here, what he would say is, and you said, well, what products do I need to take? Which of those super fruits do I need to be taking? What do I need to do this or at this time of day? Here's what he would tell you. He would say, here's where you need to start. You need to cleanse your body, and you need to balance it, and you need to build it up. And the body has the ability to heal itself. I'll always point people, so let's start here. No matter what. Period. Keep it simple. Cleanse, balance, and build. That's what our core products are. They're liquids, so they absorb rapidly into the bloodstream. You feel it. Genesis Pure products, you don't have to take them for a month to know that they're working. You don't have to take them for a week to know that they're working. In the first few days, you know that the products are working. Can anyone agree with me on that? And if you don't believe me, all I have to do is take an energy and a metabolic boost, just like I did with Mark Paulson 2 years and 4 months ago, and put it in his body, and a couple hours later, he was like, wow. How can I get some more of this stuff? Can you overnight me some? He was calling me in California. I gotta get Christine some of this stuff. You feel it right away. So that's our core products. That's what we're all about. Cleanse, balance, and build. And then the other 2 largest industries that are huge, multi-billion dollars, is energy and weight loss. And we have the best. The best. The first truly healthy energy drink in the world with the pure energy, greens, wheatgrass. I've challenged people, hey, go get your blood work done. This has happened with people in West Texas. They get their blood work done at the doctor, and they drink this product once a day for 30 days, go back and get your blood work done. Is there any energy drink on the market that will improve your health? No, there is now. With Genesis Pure Energy, it's incredible. And people feel it right away. So for energy and then weight loss. With our metabolic boost the metabolism, curb your cravings for sweets and fats. You feel it right away. And the green coffee extract that also now comes in the Pure Cafe. How many of you guys have tried that? That is awesome. Tastes really good. Curbs your cravings for sweets and fats. Suppresses your appetite. Has green coffee extract. It burns fat and gives you energy. I mean, it's incredible. That's our product offering. This is the business model. This is why I got involved here. This is a wholesale membership, kind of like a Sam's Club or a Costco. You get a wholesale membership for you and your family to get a discount. It's that simple. Pay your $39. You have a membership. You can buy product for your family. You're not buying any product to sell to anybody. You're just buying it for you and your family. And then go build a network. Did Zuckerberg, who started Facebook, did he go out and build a network? Did he go get billboards and radio advertising and TV advertising? No. He didn't do any of that. Well, how did he build such a big network all over the world? He just started a network. He didn't build it. He just started the growth of a network. That's how Genesis Pure works. That's how Genesis Pure works. There's an individual in this room, Michelle, from Carlsbad. The person that introduced you to Genesis Pure, he introduced it to one other person, I believe. I believe he's introduced it to 2 people. and it's turned into hundreds. Is he building a network, Michelle? No. Is he getting big checks? Yes. What did he do? He started the growth of a network. He just told a few people. And he's not selling anything. He's just buying products for him and his family. And he told a few people. And they told a few, and they told a few. That's why this is so attractive. That's why this is so attractive. And then some people that want to facilitate the growth of it and jump in and teach and build a system can turn it into something really, really big. So, compensation, company pays out 7 different ways. They pay it out every week. That's the most important thing about our compensation plan. It pays out every week. There's a video online that explains it. There's different ranks in the company as your network gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and they pay you to infinity. As it gets bigger and bigger, they give you these ranks, and then this is the average annual income over on the right. The thing that I try to focus on with new people is this silver director position. And when a new person joins my team, and I enroll them, I say, look, this is where we want to get you as fast as possible. Silver director. And I ask them, what would an extra $20,000 a year dropped into your bank account every year make a difference? Most people, that makes a big difference. That changes things. And so, it's very simple to get to silver director. And so, get there. Help new people get there. It's an extra $20,000 a year on average. If we took all the people last week that hit silver in our company, and we annualized their income out over 52 weeks, the average would be $20,000 a year. So help people get to silver. It's powerful, and anyone can do that on a very part-time basis by just sharing this with a few people. My wife and I went through our team, which now includes all of you guys and a lot of other people. We've helped over 500 people directly and indirectly get to silver director. That's a lot of families that are picking up an extra $20,000 a year. And we've helped now over 30 people get to the diamond levels in the last 3.5 years. That's powerful. That's powerful. The diamond levels are 6-figure incomes and up. There's a couple people that are on track to make $1 million, almost $1 million, or a little over $1 million this year on our team. And they've done this for the last 3.5 years. The system, simple system. If you can do this, this is what we're going to break down today. We're going to break this down piece by piece by piece. And here's my goal. My goal today is that when you walk out that door, you know exactly what you need to do next to get where you want to go in this business. There's no question. You're going to say, okay, I know exactly what I need to do. Now, I can't put inside you what it's going to take to go do it. You know, we can't, if I could open you up and dump desire and faith, belief, all those things into you, and the ability to take action, that's what I would do. I would spend all day doing that. But when you walk out of here, you'll be crystal clear on how to go build this, how to do what Mark and Christine have done over the last 2 years, how to go do what I've done over the last 3.5 years. Because I really believe that the timing right now, it's the sweet spot. If you've ever hit a baseball bat or a golf club, you know that there's a certain spot that when you hit it, it's the sweet spot, right? And you don't even have to try that hard. If you hit that ball, it just goes. That's where we're at right now. There's going to be people join Genesis Pure in the next 24 months that will move faster and build bigger than I did, or even some of the other top leaders in the company, in their first 3 and 4 years. Because it's the sweet spot. Everything's in place. The systems are in place. The products are in place. The leadership is in place that will travel for you to help you go build your teams wherever they grow, around the U.S., around the world. Everything's in place. It's about asking people for an appointment for 30 to 45 minutes to get their time to take a look, to do this right here, to show them the Genesis Pure plan, share the products with them, and connect them to a leader. Introduce them to someone that is successful and earning income. That's all we do, is we ask people to take a look, and then we do those 3 things. It's that simple. If you do that, you can't not fail. Timing. I just talked about it. We're at that moment in time in the foundation where we're getting ready to hit this moment in time known as critical mass where we start to go from small to big. It's really about a situation. And I share that with folks every day when I sit down with people now. That's what I share with them. Before I get started, I say, really, today this is about a situation more than anything else. Of a company that's about to go from small to big. And you can position yourself in front of it. And I'm about to show you what it's all about. And then I go through this. Because that's really what it is. It's a timing situation. It'll never be like it is right now. It'll still be a great opportunity 5, 10, 20 years down the road, but it will never be what it is right now. Don't let it pass you by. The getting started $39 membership, as long as people order 100 points of product, every month they're qualified to earn income. So here's what I tell folks. When I wrap up an overview, I say, listen, there's 2 decisions to make here. Getting started. 2 decisions. First decision is this. Can you see yourself getting a membership for $39 and ordering 100 points of product every month to qualify, products to use for yourself, and then we're going to set other people up to do the same thing. Can you see yourself doing that, yes or no? That's the first decision to make. Most people are going to say yes. I can see myself doing that. I say, okay, we'll get you started with that. We can do that today. It's real simple. Second decision to make is if you want to get in on profit sharing in the company. I say that's a whole different decision. It's optional. Our business model is a membership for $39, and as long as you're ordering 100 points of product every month, you're qualified to make money. We're going to set other people up to do the same thing. We're going to build a big network of a lot of people using a little bit of product, and you're going to earn residual income on your entire network. That's our business model. The second decision to make is if you want to get in on profit sharing. Company takes 2% of the revenue right off the top, sets it aside, pays it out to a small group of people every week, and you can get a piece of that. And all you got to do is buy one of these packages of products that's for you to use and share products and sample and to show so you can go build your business. We're not going to go sell them. It's for you to use and sample and show. And all it is a one-time buy-in of a package of products that qualifies you for the rest of your life for profit sharing. And then I'll always make sure and explain to people that this is not going to pay out to you every single week if you sit back and do nothing. You can't just buy into the profit sharing and sit back and do nothing and get paid the profit sharing. It pays out to you when you enroll other people that also buy products. So if you go 2 weeks and you don't sign anyone up, you're not going to get paid profit sharing. But then all of a sudden on the 3rd week, you enroll someone, they buy product, that profit sharing gets paid out to you. But you're qualified for life. So very simple. That's how I go through this. It only takes 15, 20 minutes to go through a flip chart. 15, 20 minutes. And so that's why I ask people for 30 or 40 minutes to sit down and take a look at this, because we can go through this and show the plan and share the products, get it in their body, and then connect them to a leader. You can pick up the phone and call somebody and connect to them. You can take one of the leaders with you. That's the best way when you first get started. You can do this over the phone, on a e-flip chart online. It's so simple. It's just choosing to follow that simple system. So, before I jump in and go through what we call an action sheet, I'll share with you guys, my story. 4 years ago, I was in the wireless business. You heard me talk about that. And 15 employees, 3 retail locations in Lubbock and in El Paso. And the economy was down, and I had some good years in the wireless business, and I had some down years, but 4 years ago was really tough. And so I was thinking, what am I going to do? Am I going to open up some more stores, try to go to the bank and open up more locations to increase my revenue, my margins and revenue, or am I going to try to sell my business and go to work for my older brother because he had a bigger company, and what am I going to do? I had gone 4 months without paying myself. Those of you guys that are business owners and you've had employees, you know what it's like to have employees. You have to pay your employees first, right? You got to pay your leases, you got to pay taxes, payroll taxes, all that stuff. I got 4 months without paying myself and was living off the savings account that had dwindled down to nothing. And turning over rocks, saying, okay, what am I going to go do? What other type of business am I going to start? I actually thought about starting a restaurant in Lubbock. When I was in college, I used to work at a steakhouse for Talis in Eastern New Mexico University, and I thought, maybe I'll go, I'm a pretty good cook, I'll open a restaurant. So, my wife is always like, I'm so glad we didn't do that. And so, but guys, I was looking for something. I talked with a group of ladies last night. We had a leadership meeting, and I took some of you guys out to dinner that are leaders, and they were saying before someone talked to them about Genesis Pure, and they were out running together, and they were talking about what are we going to do? Our jobs, we're not satisfied, we're not happy with what we're doing. They were looking. Do you realize how many people are looking? I was looking for something different, for something else. And so when you seek, you will find something. And someone introduced me to this. And I didn't think that I knew I was going to do something different. I didn't think it was going to be a direct sales or network marketing company. I didn't. I had done that before. My wife and I we had made some money before in a direct sales network marketing company, and I just didn't think I was going to get back into that type of business. And someone showed me Genesis Pure, but here's the deal. I'm an open-minded person. I'll take a look at anything. I'll evaluate it. I'll check it out. I'm not one of those people that's just like, oh, I don't want to hear about it. No, I'll take a look. I'll listen. Doesn't mean I'll get involved, but I'll listen. And so someone said, take a look at this. And I took a look at it, and it had all the components. This is the perfect storm. Perfect storm. Most things I had looked at over the years, people had approached me with all kinds of things in this industry, and if a company had a good product, they didn't have any leadership. If they had good leadership, it was bad timing. If they had good timing, they didn't have a good product. You see, there's more things than just, do I like these products? Maybe I can share them with a few people. Most people don't know what to look for in a good opportunity. So they wouldn't even know what things to look for. That's why these flip charts are designed to cover all that information so they can make an educated decision. You want me to tell you the biggest problem? Is most people never even get people to the point where they can sit down and show them a flip chart, show the plan, share the product, and connect people to a leader. We're going to solve that problem today. We're going to teach and train you on that. So I saw this and got excited about it, and the business model, and how simple it was, and how I could take this to anyone. I called my wife. I said, "This is it. This is going to be a home run." And back then, when we first got started, all we had was the cleanse and the go. That's it. And those weren't products that you necessarily feel in the first 10 minutes. You might feel how bad the cleanse tastes in the first 5 or 10 minutes, but just keep taking it. It'll change your taste buds. You'll love it. And so, but here's what I did. I knew what we had with a foundation of stability financially, the business model, the credibility of Dr. Lindsay Duncan, all of it, the timing. And so I literally had a family meeting, which I have 3 boys, and today they're 13, 8, and 5. And so this was almost 4 years ago, so they were a lot younger. My youngest one was a baby. My middle one kind of understood a little bit. But my oldest son had sat down with my wife and said, look, I'm gonna go for this, and I'm gonna put some time into this. And what I've learned is in this type of business, if you treat it like a business, it'll pay you like a business. If you just play with it, you might make a little bit of money, but you might as well just be a member of these good products. But if you treat it like a business, it'll pay you like a business. So for the next 90 days, I'm going to treat this like I just invested $1 million into a brick and mortar store, and I'm going to pour everything into it. And I told my wife, here's the deal. The next 90 days are going to be crazy. I might not make very many family meals at dinner time. I might miss a few things that normally I'm at, but give up a lot of things for a period of time to have a whole lot more later. And for 90 days, I put my head down and went to work, and I made a list. I had a list of about 50 or 60 people. And then I graded the list down to what I call a hot list, about 10 people. And those were the first people I talked to the first week. 8 people said yes first week and bought a membership. Most of them just bought a little product. A couple of them bought a package. Got a check for $1,200 first week. Signed up 8 people, got a check for $1,200. That made a huge difference. Huge difference for my family. Remember, I hadn't been paid in 4 months. So, week 2, went out, and there was 2 of those 8 that had signed up. I started helping them. I signed up a couple more, got another check in, over $1,000. Made $4,000 my first month. I said, okay, this works. If you show this to people and share products, and I would connect them, I would get them on the phone with a guy that was above me. I had 2 guys above me. There were basically 2 people in the whole company that were making money. So we didn't have a lot of success stories to talk about. There was a guy above me named Robbie, and he was just a young kid, even younger than me. People say, well, you're a young kid. Well, he's a lot younger than me, and he didn't grow up here in the United States, grew up in a different culture, and so didn't, have really good English at that time, but I would put him on the phone with Robbie or with Anthony, because Robbie was making about $300 or $500 a month, and Anthony was making about $2,000 a month. And so I would put them on the phone with them and say, share your story, how this works. And they would say, yeah, it's working, we're talking to some people, we're earning some income. And so I was connecting them to a leader to validate that this was working. And we would sample Goyen back then, because we weren't going to sample the cleanse, that's for sure. So I carried that around in a little cooler to keep it cold, and we'd pour people. That's how we got started. And within 6 months of doing this on a part-time basis, how did I do it on a part-time basis if I'm working 8 to 10 hours a day, 6 and 7 days a week? Guess what? All of us can pick out 30 to 45-minute bites out of our week. All of us. And so that's what I did. And there was even times where, I left because, I always worked down in the mall working at the kiosk where when I started that business, I never was, but I was taking employees off the clock, trying to cut overhead. And so I was down there, and I would leave. There'd be no one to man the kiosk for 30 or 45 minutes. I'm doing an appointment, and I'd run back. So I did whatever it took to get with people for 30 or 45 minutes to sit down and take a look at this. And then I started helping people on my team, and we started doing things at night. I had someone ask me the other day, they were like, I have there's a lady in Texas, and her sister lives in Denver, Colorado. And this was on a Tuesday. And she says, I want to talk to my sister in Denver. She said, can we do one of those flip charts over the phone and walk her through the flip chart? I said, yeah. I said, well, let's do it tonight or tomorrow night. And she's like, well, she doesn't get off work till 5 o'clock, and then she comes home, and I don't want to bug her at home after work. And so, because it's nighttime, she's at home with her family, and so maybe on the weekend. And I'm like, well, I said, let me explain this to you. Our hours are like from 5 p.m. to midnight. That's how we build this business. Do you know one of the things I always tell people, if you want to be successful in life, you're going to have to give up a few things to go up. So you look at the things that aren't paying you any money. You don't give up your faith in your family, but we all have things on our plate of life that take up time. They're not paying you any money. You know what one of them was for me? Sleep. I like my 8 or 9 hours of sleep every night. Do you know, for a period of time, I said, okay, I ain't going to bed till midnight. I'm doing phone calls. I'm going to meet with somebody. I'm going to get a game plan. I'm going to get my list together. Now, I gave that up for a period of time. So, guys, what I'm trying to tell you is that people look at my wife and I's income and they say, well, did you get lucky? Or you were just one of the first people to sign up? No, there was thousands of people who signed up. Or we got in the first year. Yeah, but most people that joined in the first year are not here today. 99% of them, they're all gone because it was hard. I'm telling you, we went after this with a viciousness. with a desire and poured everything in this. And not everybody's going to do that. But I'm telling you that's what we did, and that's how we got to the level of success we got to. You're going to get out of this what you put into it. You will. Don't think that you're going to put 2 to 5 hours a week into this and make $1 million a year. If someone told you this is a get-rich-quick deal and you can end up making $1 million a year, I'm sorry they lied to you. And if you need to go, there's the door, that's okay. You're going to get out of this what you put into it. I poured everything into this that I could, all my discretionary time in the beginning. That's how I made $200,000 my first year. That's how I got to $25,000 a month within 12 months. Right? And so, at that point, I got out of the wireless business, and I said, okay, I can do this full time. I can have some freedom. And we started really having some fun. And the second year made $460,000. Third year, $900,000. This year will be about $1.5 million. Last month, they paid us $143,000 for the month. And we are just getting started. And you guys are right behind me. You guys are right behind me. You can move at whatever pace you want to move at, whatever speed you want to move at, but you're going to get out of it what you put into it. I've got people that have said, okay, I'm going to follow the system, and all they've done is put 2 or 3 or 5 hours a week into it, and they got to diamond over the course of 2 years. I can introduce you to someone in Lubbock, Texas. He's a physical therapist. He's a diamond in this business, and he's done it all part-time, just a few hours a week, and he's earning 6 figures on a part-time basis. Okay? But I can also introduce you to people that did it in 6 months because they said, okay, I'm going to get after it. So you choose the speed that you want to move. But understand, too, today that all of us come to the table with different backgrounds, different skill sets, different amounts of influence, different relationships. And so you can't compare yourself to everyone else when you get started in this. We all start from square one with a $39 enrollment fee. But maybe you have been involved in a business in your past where you have already developed the skill set of calling people and setting up appointments. Have some of you guys done that in your background before Genesis Pier? Let me see a show of hands. Oh, wow, that's a pretty good size of people. Some of you guys would say, man, I've never done that. Or at least in my current job or last few jobs or occupation, that's not what I do. So you have to work on that and learn that skill set. That's one of them. So don't compare yourself with others. Here's the good news. Everything we're going to talk about today can be learned. Everything we're going to talk about can be learned, and not only learned, but mastered. You know, there's a principle out there that a psychologist at Stanford University talks about, the concept of mastery. Anybody familiar with that? Concept of mastery. You know what she says it takes? 1,000 hours to achieve mastery. Is it 10,000? I'm sorry. I misquoted that. 10,000 hours to achieve mastery. Do you think Tiger Woods got lucky? No, he was 7 years old spending 4 and 5 hours a day on the driving range. How many 7-year-olds do you know that would spend 4 or 5 hours sitting there swinging a golf club? So here's what I'm going to talk about today. Is there's 2 types of mindsets in life and in success and business. And I didn't learn this. I had to come to learn this. And it's changed my life. Is that there's the fixed mindset and there's the growth mindset. Any of you guys ever heard of that? Fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. Let me tell you what the fixed mindset says. Common themes of people that have a fixed mindset. You can change. And you can move on over and migrate over to what I call the growth mindset. And a lot of times it comes from our upbringing, comes from mindsets or your environment. But let me tell you something. Once you're an adult, once you're 18 years old, you don't have any excuses anymore. Right? Because we can all change. No matter what how we were brought up, the mindsets that were instilled in us, we can all change. And choose mindsets that are positive, not negative. So there's a fixed mindset and there's a growth mindset. Fixed mindset says, I'm not good at that. That's not my personality. I'm just not good at that. Or I've tried that and it didn't work for me. You ever heard that? Don't let yourself go there. It didn't work for me. Let me tell you what a growth mindset is. Well, I'm not very good at that right now, but I can get better. That's uncomfortable for me to try to do that, but I think if I did it over and over and over, I could learn it. It's like riding a bike. Is there some parents in here that you've taught a kid how to ride a bike? I remember teaching my oldest son, Cooper, how to ride a bike, and we went to the park so that there would be grass, and he wouldn't have to learn on the gravel or on the concrete, right? Why? He's going to fall. So do you put a kid on a bike? How do you teach them? You kind of push them, right? You run behind them. You're pushing that bike. And sooner or later, you let go. And what do they always do the first time? They're going to fall. I don't care if they go for a little bit. They wobble. Boom. Do you say, you know what? Riding a bike is not your personality. Let's put that bike back. You're not good at riding a bike. Can you imagine saying that? No. Why? Because riding a bike is not a talent or a gift. Right? What is it? It's a skill set. It's a skill. Meaning you do it over and over and over, and you can learn how to do it. And if you keep doing it and you spend 10,000 hours, you can achieve mastery. You could get really good. That's what we're going to talk about today. Nothing that I'm going to talk about today is about gifts or talents or personalities. It's all skill sets that you can learn and become great at. The choice is yours. Some people are already further along that learning curve when they step into Genesis Pure. You may be at square one. When I first got into the business world and in network marketing years ago, before Genesis Pure, I had to start at square one. I didn't know anything about setting up appointments. I didn't know anything about just basic business etiquette, anything. I had to learn it all, and I wasn't good at it. So you can succeed. So it's not noon, is it? It's noon in Texas. So once we get someone signed up, we have something that we call an action sheet. You can get one of these action sheets on any of the team websites that some of the leaders have put together. Within Genesis Pure, what you're going to find is there's a handful of different leaders that have gotten up to the black diamond levels. And once you get to the black diamond level, corporate will allow you to, if you choose to, build your own team website and kind of teach and train people what you want those people to be taught. And so within those 4 or 5 different team websites, on any of them, you can find something called an action sheet. An action sheet. And so I'm going to go over this action sheet because it's a one-page playbook. It's a one-page document that will show you how to launch your business. This is when I sponsor someone, this is what I sit down and show them. Do you know where this came from? 6 months into this, I had $10,000 a month in income. And my wife said, you need to put everything you're doing that you teach people, because what I would do is I would meet with people to get them started, and I would tell them, grab a piece of paper. And I would say, here's the things you need to do to get going. And my wife was like, you need to put all that on a piece of paper. And so I did. And I do have to stop and apologize to some of you guys. Some of you guys were expecting me and my wife, Heather, to be here today, my better half. And she is back home in Lubbock with my boys. And and her mom. Her mom is sick, and so she needed to stay at home with her mom, so I apologize. And she said, sends her apologies if she couldn't be here. So I got to do the whole thing today, and you're stuck with me. But normally she would be here with me. But she said, Jared, you've got to put all this down on a piece of paper, on one page, so that you can hand it to people how they build their business. And nothing has changed. This is exactly what I was doing 6 months into this. This is exactly what I do today. And 5 years from now, I'll still be saying the same thing. Let me tell you something. More is not always better. Simple and less is more. Especially in this business. Especially in this business. Why? Because sometimes we think, well, we need more information, we need more training, we need more knowledge. We need a booklet this thick of how to build this business. Do we really need a booklet 500 pages? No, because always revert to the brand new person. This business is always about the person that signed up this week. It's not, that's what it's about. You're like, well, what about my people that have been doing this 6 months and they need some more information? Here's the thing, your people that have been doing this 6 months need to go sign up a new person this week, or look at a person that signed up this week and give them an action sheet and keep it simple. I believe so strongly in that. And keep it simple. Less is more. Less is more. If you want to see speed in your business, it's about less is more. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. That's why when I go do a presentation, and I sit down with someone, 2-on-1, 1-on-1, I never have more than 5 or 6 of our core products that I talk about with them. I don't want to confuse people. Keep it simple. Sometimes it's only 3 or 4. Like our core and the energy. I keep it so simple. Less is more. If you want to move fast. This action sheet, first thing on it talks about writing out a vision statement. And this is what I did. This is how I got started. I took out a 3x5 note card. When I first got started, hadn't made any money. I took that 3x5 note card out and I wrote on it, because someone taught me this years ago, and I wrote out what I wanted to accomplish. It didn't have a dollar amount on it. It's what I wanted my life to look like if I could build this business. And it was about being able to be full-time and have freedom. That's what I wanted. Some people, it's hey, you love your job, you just need an additional stream of income to achieve all your dreams for your family and what you want to do. Some people say, no, Jared, I hate my job. I want out. I want to be able to do, have freedom. Some people say, I have one of my very top people. Do you know why he does this? You know what his vision statement is? He's one of the top income earners in our company now. And his vision statement is he wanted to be able to be in a position to have freedom so that he can write. He wants to write books. How many of you guys have dreams and seeds of greatness inside of you, but you don't have a way to go do it? That if you built an income or a residual income, that you could go do what you really want to do. Some people say, well, I love what I do, I just want to be able to do it on my terms. If I have that additional stream of income. So you write out a vision statement. What do you want? What do you want? And be as specific as possible. And I'm telling you, look at it every day. Every day. If you want to, in my back pocket, in my wallet right now, I have a 3x5 note card that I have my vision statement on. And I look at it when I wake up. I look at it before I go to bed. I'll pull it out in the middle of the day and I look at it. And it's what I'm aiming for right now. And it changes over time. My vision statement now is different than it was 4 years ago. What does that do? It creates clarity. It creates focus. It is such a simple thing that many people overlook it. But if you don't know where you're trying to go, you're going to get bogged down in all the daily things and the little things and the bugs and the weeds of life. But if you have a clear focus of where you're going, and you keep your eyes on that and what you're trying to accomplish, all the other things become little things. The how-tos, the little frustrations, the hurdles, all that. Vision statement. The next thing on the action sheet talks about opting into text alerts. Communication is number 1. It's key. And I said earlier, there's a couple different teams or team websites. how you say, well, Jared, there's this one and there's that. Look upline in your sponsor tree. Look upline in your sponsor tree. If I'm under Mark and Christine Paulson, that's where I want to plug in. And that's who I want to be loyal to. Why? Because those are the people that would travel and pour everything into you to be successful. Right? So that's how you know where to plug in. Opt into the text alerts. Be a part of that. You'll know what's going on. There's meetings, there's phone calls, there's all kinds of information, teaching, training. But if you're not on one of the text alerts, you don't know what's going on. Build a list of names. A hot list of names. That's on the action sheet. That's a small list of 5 to 10 people that we're going to talk to in the next 5 to 10 days. So when I sit down with a new person, I say, Keith, we're going to build a hot list. It's great that you know 500 people, but we need 5 to 10 that we're going to talk to in the next 5 to 10 days. That's it. Because you know what happens so many times? Especially with people that get real excited. I mean, Coach, I know you've seen this. People get excited. They sign up. They order some product. They're going to the next big event, and they've got 300 people, and they're telling you how they're going to go talk to this group, and my buddy is the executive of this at this big group of people, and we're going to go present to 500 people. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And you're like, well, let's go talk to 2 people tomorrow. Right? That's how you do this. When you're looking at the mountain, it's not about the top of the mountain when you're at the bottom. It's about let's take the first 2 steps. And you've got to get good as a leader. Because all of you guys are leaders in here. I don't care if you've got 1 person on your team or 100. Or if this week you're going to start with your first person. You've got to become a leader and take responsibility for your business. But you have to start with a hot list, with that new person that you're talking to. Do you guys know I'm not here teaching you this stuff. I'm teaching the teachers. This is about the people that are going to join your team. I'm equipping you with the information so that you can take this to your new people that join your team. So when you have a new person join your team, get an action sheet in front of them. Make that the most important thing, that list of 5 to 10 people. And then let's narrow it down to 2. Let's narrow it down to 2. You want to know the secret to my business? It's that number right there. 2. That's the secret. When I became the top income earner in the company, they ran a report at corporate. They said, what does Jared do better than anyone else? Does he sign up the most people? No. Does he, have people, with the people he brings in, does he sign up more people on big packages of product than anyone else? No. Well, what does he do? Now I try to do those things. I try to enroll as many people as I can. I try to bring people in on a package because it's going to help them move faster. Those are important things. But here's what they analyzed when they ran the reports. Well, the reason Jared's #1 income earner is when they bring people in their business, they help them get too quick. They help that new person get 1 left, 1 right very fast. That is it. If you could master that one simple thing, and then not only people that I enroll, but people that join my team, especially on my smaller leg, when you're on your way to Blue Diamond, you're building this thing, I mean, you're really focused on your smaller of your 2 legs. That's where all of your outgoing energy goes into. You're more reactive on your bigger leg. You're helping those people just as much, but you're really focusing and driving that smaller leg. It's 2. You're like, I need a big fireball. I need someone that's going to go crazy on that smaller leg. No, you don't. You need 1 new person on your team that you can help them get to. And that's all I focused on. That's all I cared about every day when I woke up was like, okay, who's on my smaller leg that I can meet with them, go over this action sheet, talk about these simple things that I'm talking about right now, and help them get to. You know what that's called? It's called slow down to speed up. Slow down to speed up. Don't try to go sign up the world. It's not a sign-up game. If you want to know the secret, you go get someone started.